Hey guys, so I'm currently preparing to go out tomorrow morning to pick up a 50-gallon fish tank, which is the biggest fish tank I've actually... No, it's the second biggest fish tank. I brought home a 100-gallon fish tank. Maybe one day I should tell the story about that. I bought a 100-gallon fish tank once, and it was way too big, and then I sold it and made like double the amount of money I bought it for. That's a different story. But I'm hopefully going to be getting a 50-gallon aquarium. I'm going to try to talk him down. He wants $100 right now. I'm going to try to get it for $70, but they're about 30 minutes away from me, so if it's in great condition, which it looks like in the pictures are blurry though, but if you actually zoom in, it does look pretty good. The water level is a little bit low. I'll put a picture up of what I'm talking about right now. So here's what we gathered from that picture. It's a pretty big aquarium, and it includes the stand, which you see below, and it's kind of set up like a basic fish tank with the blue rocks and the fake plants. So I don't know if I'm keeping this fish tank, if I'm selling this fish tank, or if I'm giving it to my grandma to upgrade from her 20-gallon. But what I'm setting up right now, which you can see here, this is a 10-gallon tank, and this is just going to be for those live fish because it does have fish and I'm taking the fish home. This is for the live fish to land in. So what you can see from the pictures is a bala shark, and there's also 2 Blackmore goldfish, as well as some small other fish, which I can't recognize from the pictures. So this is going to be their temporary home before I can either give them to my grandma and she's going to keep them in the larger aquarium. I'm probably definitely going to rehome the goldfish because the bala shark and the goldfish should not be together. But this is going to be a landing spot for all the fish. I'm going to take the same filter you see right there, that Aquatech filter. I'm going to put that on this tank so it's already cycled when the fish drop in it. And this is just going to be a little temporary holding spot for the fish until I can go ahead and, get the real tank ready for them, or give them to my local fish store. So I'll be back tomorrow with either disappointing news that we don't have the tank, or we do have the tank and we'll be acclimating the fish into their little temporary holding tank, and then we'll make plans for the actual tank. But as you can see, a 50-gallon tank, stand, filters, fish, everything, and heaters and lights for $100. Even if I don't talk him down, that's a good deal. I could flip it and sell it for $150. So we're just gonna kind of have to see what goes down. Hopefully it's in great condition. Hopefully it looks as good as I think it's going to look. But we'll be back when we have some more information. Okay, so it's still the same night and I have a little bit more information. So the fish that are in the tank are 2 plecos, a frog, which I'm assuming is an African dwarf frog, which are small. I can keep that in any one of my tanks basically. So I'll keep that guy. The plecos I'm probably going to rehome. There's a black tip shark according to them, but I believe it's just a bala shark, but we'll see. I'm probably going to rehome that guy. There's 2 Blackmore goldfish, which I'm also going to rehome because I don't have any room for any more goldfish. Then there's 3 sunrise fish, which I'm assuming those are some sort of like sunrise guppy, sunrise platy. I don't think that's anything big. 4 sunburst fish, which I'm assuming those are the sunburst platies. And then there's also like 2 tetras, so those are small fish. I can put those anywhere. But all those fish are going to be landing in the 10-gallon, like I mentioned, just to be safe if they do come in with anything. Obviously, in the next couple days, they're not going to be in that 10-gallon for very long. They'll have that 60-gallon filter on there. I'll show you that when we get them, hopefully. And then the plecos, I'm going to be, like I said, getting rid of. Same with the goldfish. The bigger fish, I'm going to be probably getting rid of. Might keep the shark if my grandma wants the shark if she decides to take the tank. But here's some of the stuff I got together. So I'm taking a 5-gallon bucket just in case to put any extra fish or anything in that I need to. Maybe the filter, the heater, something like that. I have my little dip and pour container because I'm going to be bagging up all these fish rather than just throwing them all in the 5-gallon bucket. I prefer to bag them up like individually or like in pairs of 2. I'll put the goldfish in one bag, I'll put the plecos in one bag, I'll put the frog in its own bag, I'll put the tetras in their own bag, and I'll put the platies probably all in one big bag. So I'm going to try to do it like that. So this will just help me when bagging up the fish. I brought my own net because I don't know how big their nets are, but they're going to be giving me all the supplies they have. So I should be getting a whole bunch of fish food and stuff like that as well. And then I went ahead and brought one bag right here. Well, I brought more than one. I'm going to bring more than one bag right here. So a few more bags. So I plan to use this massive bag for the 7 platy fish, assuming they're all platies. This is a really big fish bag right here. And then I'll just probably individually bag actually each of the plecos because from the pictures, the plecos look pretty big. So I'll go ahead individually bag those, then just bag up the other fish and frog with what I have. So we'll be back when we have the tank and hopefully the fish and hopefully the tank. If things don't go to plan, you probably won't see this video. If you're seeing this video, things went to plan. So I picked up the tank. It's currently in my garage. It was actually in great condition. It was like new basically. But here's all the fish I have right now that came in the tank. They're all in this 10-gallon like I mentioned. This is the filter it came with right here. So that has all their good bacteria in it. I actually got a ton of stuff with the tank. I got the filter, the heater, the air pump, a whole bunch of fish food and water treatment junk, a $50 electric like fluval gravel vacuum thing, and a few other things, some small stuff, and all the gravel, the decorations, a ton of decorations. That's like $100 worth of decorations. There's like at least 15 plastic plants. But I think it really looks good, to be honest. So I'm probably going to set it up in my room as my 55-gallon tank. But these are just all the fish that it came with. So we have 2 Blackmore goldfish, which I'm going to rehome. We have the Bala shark, which I'm going to keep in the 55-gallon tank until it gets too big. Then I'll rehome it. We have the 2 plecos, the massive plecos. There's one right there, and then there's a smaller one in the back. Definitely going to get rid of the massive one. Might keep the smaller one because the tank was immaculate because of these guys. They kept the tank so clean. So I'm either going to keep one and get rid of the other one, or just get rid of them both and just keep my bristle nose in there. Nothing eats algae like a common pleco, though. So I'll have to think about that. Obviously, when it gets too big for the 55, I'll get rid of it. Then we have a whole bunch of mollies. There's this big balloon molly right here. Sorry about bad lighting once again. This tank doesn't have a light on it. And then just a whole bunch of platies. Whole bunch of mollies and platies. And there's one neon tetra in here somewhere. But that's basically it for the fish. Now, let's go ahead and check out the actual aquarium itself. So here is the tank and stand. Just want to point out something. This is like a week later from the last clip. All the fish that I showed you in the last clip are still doing great. I'll touch on that in a little bit. But I've been sick, so that's why there's been that big, no video thing. I haven't been posting. That's why. But here is the aquarium. I got all this for 75 bucks. It looks like there's a ton more plants in there than there actually is. But that's because the background has a whole bunch of plants on it. There's really only a few fake plants in there. Actually, there's more than a few. There's like 8 fake plants. I'm not going to be keeping all this decor in here. I'm going to be taking most of it out. But there's the filter. It also came with the heater and then a whole bunch of other stuff like I showed you. The stand is right down here. Sorry for that bad quality real quick, but just basic stand. So without further ado, I guess let's start setting this thing up and get some cycled filter media in here. I'm going to let it sit overnight, and then I'll go ahead and add the cycled filter media and the fish the next day, which will be tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and start by filling this thing up, and then we'll rearrange the plants a little bit and start up the filter. This filter you see right here is actually not the filter I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using an Aquarium filter, and I'm going to replace the Aquarium filter that is in use right now with that. So basically I'm just switching filters around because the Aquarium filter has a little bit more gallons per hour, and I think it will do a little bit better on this tank. So I'll go ahead and start filling this up and make that switch. Alright, so here's the tank with fish in it. This is the right side of the tank. And I don't know how I feel about that background. I'm going to think about that. But I have a whole bunch of cycled filter media in the filter. And all of the fish that came with this tank when I bought it from Craigslist are here. We have a few platies, 3 platies, 3 black mollies. One of them's a balloon molly. And then 3 of the yellow and black mollies. There's also a Bala shark in here. So a total of like 10 fish right now. The 2 plecos and 2 goldfish are still in another room right now waiting to be given away, basically. Something odd about all these fish is they're all males. I don't know about the shark, but all the live birds are males. That's kind of weird, but they are doing great regardless. I'm going to be moving all of these fish that were in my 20-gallon tank into this tank, as well as like 3 angelfish in the end. But that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned to see the progression of this 55-gallon freshwater aquarium. Goodbye.